Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding topics to go over. We're gonna start with Andrew Jacked and whatever his future plans are. No, I did not pause the video right here at this moment intentionally, it's just an accident, it's a part of the video that he posted. So as you guys know, the next big show that we have after the Arnold Classic is Pittsburgh Pro. And a lot of big name bodybuilders are doing that show, of course, so I guess it would make sense for guys like Andrew Jack to do it as well. As far as Samson Dauda though, I had my suspicion that he might be jumping in based on his look right here. However, based on his Q&A on his IG, he is not even training. Guys, this is actually after 3 weeks of not even hitting the gym. Why is he not training for 3 weeks? It's just what he planned to do. He wants to give his body a rest. He never took that long of a break, but this time around he somehow managed to not train for 3 weeks. And I'm sure it's gonna do his body good, but yeah, the way he's looking, even after not training for 3 weeks, it's crazy. But no, he's not doing the Pittsburgh Pro. He actually said that he's taking a longer break, and I'm guessing his next show will be Mr. Olympia. Now, as far as Andrew Jacked, his next show cannot be Mr. Olympia. He needs to qualify. Would it make sense for Andrew to jump in and do the Pittsburgh Pro now that the lineup is basically a mini Olympia? Not mini Olympia because these guys are all like 5'6" and under. No, it's because these guys are going to be taking the top spots at the Mr. Olympia. Now, would it make sense for Andrew Jack to jump in again? Yeah, I would say no. I would say no most likely, even though he was drastically improved for the Arnold Classic this year and he took the third spot. I wouldn't say it was close between him and the top two guys, Samson and Derek. You can probably go as far as to say that he actually beat these two guys in some of the front shots, like the front double, I would say abs and thighs, maybe most muscular against Derek. His front lat is very good, but because of his side poses and his back poses, even though he is improving, he just can't really hang against these guys. And now that Derek is doing the show, yeah, it will be probably very difficult for Andrew to actually win the Pittsburgh. Now, in this video that he posted, in which he's doing T-bar rows, I guess trying to improve his back poses, he says a couple of things in his caption, but he says, back to the drawing board. And in the post before that, also back to the drawing board, which means he's not going to be competing anytime soon. He wants to improve his physique even more, so I guess he's going to be doing some of the shows later in the year. Which show is it going to be? Is it going to be Texas Pro again? I mean, he won it twice. Is he going to try to win it 3 times? Or maybe some other show, like for example, he's based in Dubai, so there's Dubai Pro over there, a major show as well. However, I heard something about him having a conflict with the organizer of that show, the promoter of that show, so that probably means he won't end up doing Dubai Pro. Maybe it's gonna be Texas again, we'll see. But as far as Pittsburgh, no, it doesn't seem like it. Now, as far as what he needs to improve on when he goes back to his drawing board, yeah, it would definitely be the conditioning in his lower body from behind and the thickness of his body so he looks better in the side poses. As far as he's most muscular right here, I wouldn't change it. I like the way he was doing it here. The only thing I would definitely change is that tongue thing, whatever he was doing there. Check out the emoji, actually the GIF in the comment section right here. This was a bad idea, a really bad idea. I don't know who told him to do this, what was he thinking. I hope he's gonna change that, he's not gonna stay there. I understand he was trying to show more personality, but this was not the way to do it. This was just not necessary, let's put it that way. But that's the least of his concerns. What he needs to do again is to improve his side poses and his back poses, and with his front poses looking the way they do, he can end up winning any show, including the Mr. Olympia. But we'll see if he's actually able to make those changes to progress that much. But he's going back to the drawing board, and hopefully his next off-season, I mean the short time he has between these shows, is going to yield with more results, more gains, and he's going to win a show, whichever show he decides to do, I'm sure. And he's going to qualify for the Mr. Olympia. What he's going to do up there against all those guys, again, if he improves what he needs to improve, he can end up winning, or he can place like 5th, 6th, something like that. You guys tell me, what do you think? Alright, the next thing we're gonna talk about is very interesting, and it is the results of the Fit World Pro show, where Jack Eagles also competed and ended up all the way down in 7th. Now, like I said before, Jack Eagles was definitely overhyped. I'm not saying that he was robbed at this show, but I am saying that he was probably the most classic looking guy on that stage, and he ended up placing as low as he did. Now, let's actually take a look at the top 5. Let's check out the winner first. So this guy ended up winning the whole show. Does he look like a classic competitor to you? Personally, if I didn't know that he was competing in classic, or if he wasn't wearing the classic trunks, I would definitely assume that this is a 212 competitor. I mean, massive legs, super dominant lower body, and short arms, short physique overall, blocky, a lot of muscle, great conditioning, phenomenal bodybuilder for 212, but for classic, I don't know. Here's your 2nd place finisher. Well, maybe he's classic because he has a mustache. 3rd place, this guy has some potential for open bodybuilding for sure. 4th place, very similar to the winner, right? And the 5th place guy, yeah, I guess the only guy in this top 5 that kinda looks classic. As far as the 1st through 4th, not classic at all, man. And check out the posing routine of the winner. Look at this, what he does. Front relaxed, the first pose, most muscular. Most muscular in classic physique. I mean, yeah, he kind of transitioned to the front double, but look at the physique, man. I mean, what is the difference between classic and 212 in this case? Because I don't see it. Maybe this guy is a little bit smaller for 212, but not really. I think he would be winning this show 212 division as well, if there was one. I mean, maybe he won't like win the Mr. Olympia. He has to be bigger for that, but you know, he's not winning the Mr. Olympia in classic physique either. So, a great physique, great bodybuilder, but a classic physique guy? No, this is not classic. It's not classic, but the guy ended up winning the show. So the question is, what is classic really? Like when I say classic, of course, I'm talking about the classic shape, the aesthetics of a physique. And yeah, I understand that aesthetics are very subjective, but I'm pretty sure we can all agree on what is classic or what is aesthetic. And it seems like the IFBB is awarding guys who are maxed out muscle-wise, and they're making the weight cap, and they're as conditioned as possible, and that's it. It doesn't seem like they care about the shape at all. You can also look at this as, let's say, punishment for example, Jack Eagles, because he needs to get bigger, and then, with his classic lines and more size, he is going to be beating these guys. But if you have guys who are just massive for the class and as conditioned as possible and everything like that, and the other guys who are not as big as possible but way more aesthetic, way more classic, the guy that is bigger is always going to win. So it seems like size always has an advantage. Like if you're doing classic physique, you need to be maxed out size-wise. You need to be at least close to your weight cap. Or if you aren't, you need to create an illusion of having more size. If somebody is bigger than you, it doesn't matter, obviously, how classic, how well-shaped you are. They're gonna win because they're bigger or more conditioned. But if you match them with size and conditioning, plus you have a better shape and they don't, then you're gonna win. However, the size has an advantage, even in classic physique, obviously. And that's what we're noticing, at least at this show right here, and I would say at other shows as well. And I wanted to make a video about it because I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like it. I mean, I understand, but still, I would prefer if the judges were looking for those aesthetics. Even if somebody is smaller, they should give him the advantage over somebody who is bigger, but not classic, looking like a bodybuilder, like in this case. I understand that looking classic, being classic is very subjective. It's hard to quantify it and, you know, create a judging criteria for it. But I'm sure these guys, the judges, could definitely do a better job than to award physiques that just look very bodybuilder-esque. At least I personally hope that this division is gonna be about those classic lines, classic look, and not only about making the weight that is given and being as big and as conditioned as possible. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me. I thought it's gonna be different, but I guess it is what it is. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below in the comment section. Alright, and finally, at 7 weeks out of Pittsburgh Pro, we got a new physique update from Nick Walker, and in this one, there is definitely a noticeable difference in conditioning. I mean, check out the abs, the skin in the abs, it's definitely looking a lot drier, the chest as well, the arms, the shoulders, he looks a little bit flatter, I would say. I guess they're pushing for conditioning right now, you can see that also based on his story. He says the prepping is getting a bit real now, and from what I can see, it's just chicken and vegetables in this meal. And if a guy that is almost 300 pounds is eating meals like this, it means they're pushing for conditioning for sure. Is it too early to be pushing for conditioning right now? I mean, I guess their goal is probably to get lean, very lean at this point, maybe like to be ready, almost ready at like 4 weeks out, and then, you know, have the time to play with food, with everything, and just to try to find that perfect look. And it's definitely a much better approach than to, you know, rush it and struggle to make the conditioning in the final days, in the final weeks. This is definitely much better, and you guys know that last year he quit his Mr. Olympia prep because he wasn't getting in condition. This time around, it's definitely much different. He's almost already in condition, basically. And now he's actually posting very frequently physique updates. Last year, before that Mr. Olympia, he wasn't posting anything, and I knew something was wrong, and it was. This time around, he's very active, he's showing us everything, every step of the way, and that means that things are going well for him. And I gotta say, from what I'm seeing, it looks like things are definitely looking very good for Nick Walker. I think we're gonna see him potentially at his best. I don't think he's gonna be at his most aesthetic, right? His shape is kinda, I don't want to say ruined, but it's not as good as it was a couple of years ago, but it's most likely going to be Nick's freakiest, Nick's biggest. And bodybuilding is about size. I mean, against those guys that are doing the Pittsburgh Pro, none of them are size freaks, I would say. Not Derek, not Martin, and I mean, Good Vito is very big, but I don't know, we'll see how big he is when he stands next to Nick. But I'm pretty sure Nick is going to be by far the biggest guy on that stage, and as long as he is in condition and like polished and he presents himself well, he has a fighting chance. He definitely has a chance to win the show. But whatever you guys think, if you disagree or whatever, tell me down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. All the best and bye bye.